Are you stupid or something? You probably are, and buddy, that's alright. You're in the right place to learn some stuff, so stick around and you just might. My name is Notme, and I'll be asking some Q's, and at the end you'll be riddled with A's. You might score real high, but even if not, you'll sure be glad you played. If you're looking for prizes, just move along, there's no money for you to earn. You win by trying and doing your best, your prize is the stuff you learn. If you want to be an artiste, you have to know all you can about the world of art. So engage with this quiz, and at the end you'll say, I am smart.
I am not me. I am art. Yo, hey, hey, whoa, hey, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? I am your host for I Am Smart, the Notme quiz, the quiz where people look to improve their art, their lives, and their selves through learning and earn the right to say, I am smart. The format of the quiz, almost insultingly simple. Almost insultingly straightforward. 3 rounds of questions for your brain, 3 musings for your imaginosphere, and a 2-point bonus round at the end where you simply have to read my mind. So a maximum of 20 points overall. That's what we're working towards. All you need for this quiz, something to write with, highlighter, if you want, something to write on, piece of paper, a brain for thinking, and an imaginosphere for imagining, because as I just mentioned, both will be tested today. Optional, a beverage. Yeah, a beverage. Because whilst it's got absolutely nothing to do with the actual quiz, we do like to kick things off with a little baby boy toast. Today's toast, courtesy of Instagram user, a chill bean month. To reduced Easter chocolate. We all love the sweet, indulgent taste of Easter chocolate. It's what Jesus died for, maybe. Eggs and bunnies and carrots all lovingly rendered in sugary brown. And the only thing sweeter is getting those same Easter treats at half price the week after Easter weekend. Sugary sweetness, creamy cacao, and succulent savings. I'm afraid I'm going to need a minute with my discount beautiful Lindt bunny to reduced Easter chocolate. Thank you so much. Cheers. Yeah. Probably double dip. For that first one, I think. Hello, Smarties. How are we doing? Are we doing well? I think we're doing well. Who have we got in the boat? Who have we got in the canoe? The Smarty canoe today. We have TB Douglas. Hello all, excited to be here. Excited to see you, TB. Nana Hobbob, letting rip with a cavalcade. A cavalcade of emotes. Always pleasant to see that. Super Nash 18, returning champ much? Hello to you. SJ Beck 72, lovely to see you. Definitely not Doodle, wonderful to see you. Game or hole? Always a joy. The simplicity does not insult me, says Nana Hobbob, or you may be one of the most beautifully simplistic people out there. Who says we have to be complex? Did anybody? Who voted that we have to be complex? Anybody? No, nobody. Nobody. Simplicity can just be... Is there much complexity in a delicious Lindt bunny? Other Easter chocolate is available. And Monkey Pixie Funk with a simple, concise hi. Hello to you. As I just mentioned, we do have our returning champion, our high point scorer, in the chat, which is lovely to see. It's always a great start for a quiz when we've got our returning champion back. And we do have some rounds for you to choose from, Super Nashwan 8. I'm not sure. What happened is I put 12 eggs in here and I topped them up with these. But eagle-eyed viewers will notice that this is only 11. What I did is for one of them, that's how my subconscious plays tricks on me. For one of these, I just didn't write down which round it was. I just didn't do it. Which means that there is one in here that who knows what it is. But We've got plenty of rounds to choose from. So Super Nash 1-8, whene'er you are ready, which is old-fashioned for whenever. Sometimes they just replaced a letter with an apostrophe. Whene'er you feel inspired, please let us know one of these rounds that you wish to defo, which is modern for definitely. I know that voice, please. Oh, what a choice. I completed that round just earlier today, Super Nash 1-8, and I will tell you right off the bat, it's a tricky one and you may live to regret that. But I appreciate your enthusiasm and your willingness to walk on the trickier side of life. Is that fair? Is that fair enough? Yeah, I think it is. But that aside, we've got 2 more rounds that we need to choose, so let's choose those rounds. Let's get some hot music banging its way through into your ears. Let's bang those ears. Let's pick some rounds. Oh baby, we've got a Yousey choose, we've got an Anagram-a-Ding-Dong, and we've got an I Know That Voice. This could be a low-scoring round, and that's absolutely fine. As Super Nash 1-8 says, bring it on. What we know in this quiz is every single question is a chance for us to demonstrate knowledge or a chance for us to gain knowledge. And both of those are spicy and delicious things to do. What do we have? Anagram-a-Ding-Dong. Yeah, let's get that in there. Let's get that in there. And what was the other one? I Know That Voice. Oh, I know that voice. You will do. You'll know that voice, but you might... We'll see. We'll see. I feel ready to gain knowledge. Definitely that is to your credit. What have we got for our musings? What have we got for our musings today? I Know That Voice. Oh, that's quite good, actually. Yeah, that could be quite tricky, but that's fine. And then what was the other one? It was... Oh, Yousey choose. Oh, that's quite nice as well. Okay, so we'll start with the anagrams. We'll move on to Yousey choose, and then we'll finish up with I Know That Voice. Does that sound good? Is everyone ready to gain some knowledge, demonstrate some knowledge, have some fun, and become better artistes? Because that's pretty much what's on offer here. Always exciting when a low points total could take the title. Could we have our first ever single digi high point scorer? There's only one way to find out, baby. And that's by me clicking this button. There we go. Anagram-a-Ding-Dong. Guys, my goodness, my gracious. Guys, tell me. Sometimes you have all the right ideas. You just need to reorder them in order to make them great, okay? You take computer programming. You take motorcycles. You take Jeff Bridges being God. You move them around. You get Tron Legacy, one of the darkest movies you are ever likely to see. Dark, of course, because there's no sun in a computer. Do try to keep up, guys. This round will teach you how to reorder because it's anagrams and that's pretty much the whole deal. But what's our topic? Do we have a... Oh, we should do, shouldn't we? We should do. Anagram. Oh, there we go. Our topic for this round of Anagram-a-Ding-Dong. We've had some recent rounds that have been quite up to date, but I like to not show favoritism. This one's for what are described sometimes these days as old heads. It's the cinema of the 1970s. The cinema of the 1970s. So what I've done with all of these is I have given you, I'll give you the anagram, and then I will even give you, so these are all movies, I'll give you the first letter of each word of that title. Okay? So you'll know how many words are in this title, and you'll know what the first letters are of each of these titles. It'll all become clear. Hopefully not too difficult, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's go question number 1. Her ghetto fad. She's really into ghettos, but only for a very short space of time. It's not a long-standing hobby. Just write down whichever title this translates to. And this is a T and a G. 2 words in this title is a T and a G. As one of these directors could potentially say, absolutely. Absolute cinema. That's what we're dealing with here. Absolute cinema. Got a slightly different light configuration than normal here, which means that I've got this very bright light right here. A little behind the scenes there. A little behind the scenes. Because otherwise, you get this kind of shadow sitch over here, which we don't like. So you need to... Works out quite nicely. A little behind the scenes. A little bit of fun, isn't it? A little bit of fun. We'll move on. You are looking radiant. Thank you, TB. I wasn't gunning for a compliment there, but by God, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it with both hands. Stuff it into my pocket. Save it for later. Question, or anagram rather, number 2. Eat crab. Which could be... It's the kind of insult that you'd find in an 80s or 90s or maybe even 70s film of a young person saying some kind of insult that you think, gosh, that really didn't stick around, did it? That's an old-fashioned insult. It very much dates that movie in a good way, I think. In a good way. Yo, mister, eat crab, why don't you? In another world, could be a great compliment. Could say, hey, you're rich enough to afford crab. And of course, this C means that all of this is congealing, much like old crab, into one singular word. It's a one-word, a mononymous title. What could that be? Big film from the 70s. Good film from the 70s. Could be a Marylander, Wishing You Well. That's nice as well. That's nice. Finding a positive spin on it. I love that positivity, Nana. That's really, really nice. Marylander. What's Marylander? Marylander. Motorall. Yo, eat crab. Eat crab. Take care of yourself, buddy. Eat crab. Hope you're getting to eat some crab. Something like that. And if you see your mother, tell her to eat some crab. I don't know. Never been to Maryland. Number 3. 14 stockholders ditch 9. So we've got, overall here, we've got 23 stockholders. And there's the cool 14, or the mean 14 rather, who think they're the cool 14. And they ditch the lame 9, who are maybe just a little bit more of an acquired taste. And there's no problem with that at all. And this is obviously just a C and an E and an O and a T and a T and a K. You might be able to get it just from that, but it's all part of a singular collective. Thank you there, Monkey Pixie Funk. Good crab work. Good crab work. That's some great crabbing there, Monkey Pixie Funk. Great crabbing. Motorall. Bing bang. Bong. Bong bang. Boom. Number 4, tendon gardener. If the human body were somehow a farm of some kind, and people were assembled from various parts that were grown over, you could have tilling the field to dig up those hearts, which could be, I'd imagine, root vegetables because they're very hearty. Well, that works out, doesn't it? That worked out very nicely. But slightly more, I'm imagining tendons would be in a greenhouse of some kind. A little bit more science going on here. Just growing up a beautiful batch of tendons. ETD. 70s movie. We need to update the ticker, don't we? My gosh. Who forgot to remind me of that? Almost, always must remind me to update the ticker. As soon as we get these rounds. Because if someone's coming in late, my God. Anagram-a-Ding-Dong. What else is it? It is I Know That Voice. That's the last one, though. And the middle one is... Oh, Yousey Choose, of course. Yousey Choose, Anagram-a-Ding-Dong, and I Know That Voice. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. And the final anagram of this week, a 70s movie. Oh, what 70s movie could this be? It's Glazed Bins, lads. And this is, of course, absolute BS. What are you looking for? We're looking for glazed bins, lads. Yeah? All of these bins remain unglazed. Lads, focus up. Focus up. We're looking for glazed bins. Yeah? You don't seem to be... Glenn, were you shown how to glaze the bins? Because you... What, I mean, you're nodding at me like I'm talking silliness, but you're not glazing the bins. We're looking for glazed bins, lads. Yeah? Glazed bins. That's how you glaze, I think. That's an adequate mime. Feeling anagrammed after this round. Feeling anagrammed. Oh, we're looking for some low point scorers. Nana Hobbob says, sorry to ruin the party, guys. I did my doctoral thesis on the cinema of the 1970s. Dr. Nana Hobbob, B.A., Ph. Doctor. Absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving it. And that makes me happy. Any chance of a reminder of number one? Super Nash 8, I'm so glad you asked that. Her Ghetto Fad. TG. And I'm not one for clues. I just, I write these questions with a great deal of conscientiality. But if this is two words in an anagram for a title and the first one's T, what could that word be? That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. You might be able to work out that word. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say and no more. If anyone else wants to see any of these other ones, we'll just go through them. Eat crab. If you see Mercy, tell her to eat crab. That's a C. 14 stockholders ditch 9. We've got a COTTK. CEOTTK. It's a long one. Number 4, we've got Tendon Gardener, ETD. And then number 5, glazed bins, lads. BS. Z's an interesting letter to be in an anagram. It's not usual. That's all I'll say. Those are all the questions. Those are five questions, 5 excellent and tricky anagrams. We're not done, though. We need a musing. Let's test that imaginosphere out and let's say, tell me about a film from the 1970s that doesn't actually exist. Try and just inhabit that vibe of the 1970s. Lots of oranges and browns. Disco. Dirty American streets. Think of some of the 70s films that do exist. Try and really live in that. It's that absolute cinema situation. We've got these filmmakers coming through, really revolutionary, really playing with some interesting ideas, pushing the boundary, pushing the format in different ways. Give me 70s, give me a movie. If you want to tell me who's in it, that's fine. If you want to just tell me the title of it, just leave it to my imagination, that's fine. You want to give me a little synopsis, a little tagline perchance, a little log line, that's fine as well. If you want to record yourself singing some kind of theme tune for the film, then give me a call, 973-826-7286. Call the Not line, leave it as a voice note, and we'll be able to play it. Gosh, that would be exciting, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be friggin' exciting? I think it would. Tell me about a film from the 1970s that doesn't actually exist. Let's get a little musing countdown. I should turn this light on, shouldn't I? That's not much. But we can, if we really choose to, we can noodle around with it, because it's a very fancy light that was bought for me by former Smarty Pterodactyl. Remember Pterodactyl? Not a day goes by I don't think about Pterodactyl. Because I use this light, and I'm just bowled over by this light every single day. My goodness, my gracious. Lovely, lovely stuff. That's all for now. Let's head back to Maine. Good stuff. Great start, guys. Great start. Proud of you all. We had the obviously the toast that was really, really fun. A great and excellent and wonderful toast. But with every toast, there are ones that don't quite make the cut. Does that mean that they are terrible? Certainly not. They're wonderful, they're exciting, and we're all proud of them. And so just as a little hoping that you wouldn't be too miffed if we did a little quick positivity party, just to round up the rest, because I think they deserve it. Should we do that? Let's do that. Ice cold water. What a wonderful thing ice cold water is. Quench that thirst on a hot day. Really quench it. Almost sometimes too cold. Just hush, hush, hush. Independent bookstore day. I hope you all went out yesterday and purchased some books from an independent bookstore. That's what I hope. They're more expensive, but by God, you're doing something good. Newly painted nails. Make sure you wait enough time before you do stuff. It's a nice enforced chill out session. And lookout points. Wonderful stuff. Lookout points. The most picturesque places to stop on a road. That's what I've always said. AOL Time Warner Official. How are you? Just a few moments late, but that's absolutely fine. We very much thank you for making the effort to tune into this week's I Am Smart, the Not Me quiz. I missed this toast, but did have some toast this morning. That'll do. Toast could be absolutely in that positivity party as well. It's lovely. It's like, why is it so different to bread? Why is it so different to bread? Because it isn't really. It's just the same thing, just a bit warmer. But it is different, isn't it, toast? It's its own thing. Wonderful stuff. Should we have another round of questions? I say yes. Yousey choose. Guys, in art, you've always got to pander to the Americans. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You've always got to pander to the Americans. That's why so many museum gift shops sell miniature busts. Because Americans assume that if they don't own a small version of it by the exit, it didn't really happen. So here, I acknowledge the American passion for standardized testing and multiple choice tests. That's what I am celebrating here. I'm doing well, thank you. I hope everyone is likewise. Is everyone else doing well? AOL Time Warner's hoping that you're doing well, guys, and I hope that you all are. Feel free to let AOL Time Warner Official know. You know, I know we just had a shout out for independent bookstores, and we don't want to pander to our corporate overlords. But if our corporate overlords are tuning into a quiz like I Am Smart the Notme quiz, I think they deserve a little bit of a shout out, don't they? Oh, Cameraman George! What a treat for everybody this Sunday. Getting a nice bit of Cameraman George. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. Look at that. Everybody's doing well. Everybody's doing well. A little bit of an emote shout out for Cameraman Jay. Our Yousey Choose topic. We're getting a little bit cultured this time. Sometimes people do think, hey, you know, if it's all about movies and all about TV shows and popular music, are we dumbing down? No. Not on this quiz, guys. Not on this quiz. We're talking about ballet. We're talking about ballet. It's quick, it's powerful, it's violent. I'm thinking of Bullet, sorry. Ballet is beautiful and delicate and wonderful. Former corporate overlord here. Oh, that's good. That's fine. That's fine. Gosh, everyone loves a bit of Cameraman George. Everyone loves a bit of AOL Time Warner Official. This is turning into quite a notable quiz. Ballet on the menu as well. What is going on? So I'm going to give you some questions, and each of these questions has 4 possible answers, and I'm going to give you those 4 answers. A cynic could say that this is pretty much just me ripping off Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but I would object to those. Let's go number 1. What is the technique called when a ballet dancer dances on their tippy toes? Is it aiguille, orteil, pointe, or stilte? Aiguille, or tail, or teal, pointer, pointy, point, or stilte. You can pronounce them however you want, I think. Oh, no, you can't. I think they're quite specific with their pronunciations in the world of ballet. It's one of them. I'll tell you right now, it's one of them. Question number 2. In 1977, a ballet production became the first to ever win an Olivier Award. But from which Shakespeare play was it adapted? Was it The Merchant of Venice? Was it A Midsummer Night's Dream? Was it a Romeo and Juliet? Or was it Twelfth Night? Merchant of Venice, Midsummer Night's Dream, Romeo and Juliet, or Twelfth Night? What do we think? What do we think? Which of these would work best as a ballet? Maybe start there. I don't know. I don't know what the Olivier Awards Council are looking for. Loving the Shakespeare question. Well, yeah, Shakespeare, comma ballet, or ballet, comma Shakespeare. Depends on your particular proclivities. 1970s featuring again. It's a 70s vibe, guys. Dust off your flares and your energy shortage. Luckily you have the right jacket already. Yeah, it is kind of 70s, isn't it? It is kind of, it's just a touch disco. It's just a touch disco. Question number 3. Ballet originated in the 15th and 16th centuries in which country? Was it France? Was it Greece? Was it Italy? Or was it Switzerland? What do we think? What do we think? France, Greece, Italy, or Switzerland? Who's got that ownership on ballet? If you don't know the answer and you're trying to work it out logically, maybe you could ask yourself which of these are maybe the most delicate country. There's a lot of prancing that goes on in ballet. Beautiful, delicate, elegant prancing. Which country is the most prancy? Could be. What kind of ballet does Chewbacca like to do? Contempo hairy. That's nice. That's nice. I am such a big fan of comedy, and that is a great example of it. Thank you, Monkey Pixie Funk. Obviously, I can't perform comedy myself because of some bullying that I endured in my teenage years that makes it very difficult for me now to register the difference between people laughing with me and laughing at me. So it can be quite a intimidating environment, but I do enjoy it when I see it, and that is wonderful, wonderful stuff. What kind of ballet does Chewbacca, who's the hairy character from Star Wars, I've never seen the film, but I'm a certain amount of the knowledge comes through culturally, through cultural osmosis. What kind of ballet does Chewbacca like to do? Contemporary. Fabulous. Fabulous. Question number 4. What is a male ballet dancer traditionally called? Are they called a ballerino, a cavalier, a danseur, or a princier? I mean, say what you will. I would certainly not object to being called any of these. They've all got a lovely amount of prestige and whimsy to them. Hello, my name's Gavin. Oh, lovely to meet you, Gavin. And what is it that you do? I'm a ballerino. Oh, lovely stuff. Thank you so much, Gavin. Would you mind doing some? That's actually quite insulting for us ballerinos to be asked. I'm a cavalier, actually. From the English Civil War? No. No. I'm a male ballet dancer. That's why you're not wearing any trousers. Understood. Understood. Fabulous stuff. I'm a danseur. Dancer. Danseur. Have you dealing with a head injury? Danseur is the word for a male ballet dancer. Princier. I'm a princier. And why did they call it princier? Because it's a lot of prancing around. A lot of prancing around with very, very powerful legs. And the final question. How does Swan Lake, one of the most popular ballets of all time, traditionally end for its star-crossed lovers Odette and Siegfried? They die of bird flu, Odette's eyes are scratched out, Siegfried is killed by his father, or they commit suicide in a lake. What you'll learn from this, if you're not particularly familiar with Swan Lake, what this guarantees is that it is not so much with the happy ending vibes, you know? It's not an easy watch. It's not a light vibe, you know? Sometimes you just get home of an evening, you've had a day of it, and you just want something easy. You just want something easy. Want this guy's advice? Don't go for Swan Lake. Because whichever one of these is true, and one of them is, it's, yeah. You're not going to be chuckling your way home. And that's the 5th question. Let's get a musing going. If you were a ballet superstar, and God willing, someday you will be, describe and name your signature dance move. What are you doing? What's your move that everyone says, oh my gosh, that is a Monkey Pixie Funk performance. If they're paying their money, and it is a considerable amount of money to see ballet, if they're paying their money to see a Monkey Pixie Funk performance, they're waiting for that move. It's like if you go and see a Mark Wahlberg film, you're waiting for him to get very confused about something. And when you do, you think, that's what he does better than anybody else. And Monkey Pixie Funk wants that flip or that, whatever it might be. It probably get, at the very least, a smattering of applause. T.B. Douglas, not a laugh a minute. No, not quite. Not quite. Certainly moments of levity. I mean, it's about swans, for flip's sake. They're wonderful creatures, but yeah, there's a decent amount of darkness to it as well. If you are a ballet superstar, describe and name your signature dance move. Oh, this needs to go up. Bosh. There we go. There we go. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Wonder if there'll be a reference to the 1970s in the third round. Is there? I don't believe so. But we'll see. We'll see. And there we go. There we go. Let's head back to Maine. Let's head back to Maine, guys. Feeling good? Feeling good? I'm sure you're feeling good. I'm sure you're feeling great. And I just want to power on through. If that's all okay with you, I say we just power through. Do you know that voice? Yeah, I think you know that voice. IKTV. Yowza. Yowza bowser. Gives a poem. Can we get a moment for poetry when you have a chance? AOL Time Warner official. My God, of course you can. Of course you can. Yes. Yes. Just going to write in big letters, poem, exclamation mark. Yes, we'll do that. Should have just done it on that last round. But that's fine. That's fine. Thank you so much for redeeming. And absolutely we'll go for the poetry. Guys, telephone calls remain popular. Even though you can't see the person that you're speaking to, so you can't read their facial cues or see their mascara running down their cheeks, so you know that they've been crying, probably about a boy. So if a celebrity phones you to say that they love your YouTube videos and they want you to be famous with them, you owe it to yourself to know who they are. Hence, I know that voice. I'm going to play you a little clip and a snippet. A snippet and a clip it. You just need to tell me who this person is. We got 5 of them to go through. Oh, we got a ad starts in 59 seconds. Let's snooze that ad for 5 minutes. Yeah, that'll give us time. Let's go for number 1. Hopefully, yeah, this should be, yeah, you'll be able to hear this. If you can't hear it, please do let me know.
It was the first movie I did after I got back into acting. You know, I was so grateful and I was so excited to step in front of the camera again after a 20-year hiatus. I was just happy to be there, to be working with Michelle Yeoh, Jamie Lee Curtis, James Hong. Love the Daniels. Never think I would win anything. I thought winning the role was winning the lottery.
Very positive statements there from whoever that was. Interesting. Interesting. My God. Just need a name. Just need a name. You can be as generous with that name of how close you get to that name as you wish. I'm going to say nothing more. Let's go for number 2.
I actually taught Pedro guitar for season 2. Well, taught. I showed him an E minor chord and he was very pleased with himself. We are really good at making each other laugh at inappropriate moments.
A mention of Pedro there. A season 2 there. They said laugh. They said laugh. T.B. Douglas's comment earlier, not a laugh a minute. They would say, not a laugh a minute. So what does that tell you? Interesting. Interesting. Let's go for number 3.
He's most famous for playing Gustavo Fring, kingpin of the meth world in Breaking Bad. You are done. I got into an airplane. I wanted to go to the bathroom, and a woman was standing there. She turned around, and she just froze, and she was totally in shock, and she hit the wall. And she's up against the wall, and you can go, Gus. And I was stunned.
I mean, there's a pretty big clue there. Pretty big clue there. Depends if that's a thing that triggers something that you know, I suppose. Number 4.
You know, before Emilia Perez, I was very much about singing in the shower, singing at home, and then going to this karaoke spot in LA called the Brass Monkey, like off of Wilshire. And I used to go and you know, with my friends and stuff, but that was it.
There was a mention of a movie there. Can't remember what it was though. And then the final one. This one's tricky.
Yes, I'm friends with Steve and Marty, and both of them have become, you know, inspirations, role models in a way. I feel like I'm constantly living in a comedy sketch with them. It's the best feeling.
Steve and Marty. Who's Steve and Marty? Interesting. So those are your 5. If you want to hear any of those again, please do let me know. But whilst we're going through those, and you are typing that out, saying, please, not me, can I listen to number 2 again? The rest of us will go through. Can we hear 3 again? There we go. Let's just do that one first. Here's number 3.
He's most famous for playing Gustavo Fring, kingpin of the meth world in Breaking Bad. You are done. I got into an airplane. I wanted to go to the bathroom, and a woman was standing there. She turned around, and she just froze, and she was totally in shock, and she hit the wall. And she's up against the wall, and you can go, Gus. And I was stunned.
There we go. Beautiful, mellifluous voice. Very deep, very wonderful. Let's go for that musing, though. Final musing of this week. Any good celebrity should be a prolific and skilled humble bragger, which is disguising your self-compliments. Drop a beautiful humble brag that you could reel off in an interview, truthful or otherwise. For those of you who are unaware, a humble brag could be something like, oh my God, did you see my hair the other week? It was so disheveled when I won my Emmy. That kind of thing. You're not talking about the Emmy. That's just sprinkled in there. But that's really what you're talking about. That's what I want here. It's a celebrity interview. You are a celebrity. You are being interviewed. You want to get over something positive about yourself. Could be an achievement. Could be some kind of charity work that you're doing. Could be something benevolent in some way. Could be how you've helped somebody out. Could be somebody that you're great friends with. And this could be a truthful humble brag if you want. Could be something genuinely that you've achieved that you want to share with us all. The best way to share it is with a humble brag because people can't get annoyed. Or if you just want to make something up. That's absolutely fine as well. Let's get a musing countdown going. Oh, this needs to move up as well. Any good celebrity should be a prolific and skilled humble bragger, disguising your self-compliments. Drop a beautiful humble brag that you could reel off in an interview, truthful or otherwise. Very, very exciting. Let's turn off the countdown. There we go. And let's head to main. Because we have got a poem to do. AOL Time Warner Official, thank you again so much for redeeming your drops of imaginosphere to get a poem. I'll give you some choices. You can have a poem about Superman, shrugging, or robots. Which would you prefer? Superman, shrugging, or robots? Superman, I think. I just got an ad. Okay, well, let's... ad break ends. Okay. or maybe we'll do this afterwards, because I've got one quick thing that we need to just go through very, very briefly, because it is upcoming time. This is April. Where are we? We're on the 27th, so we're down here. This is today. Then we've got May, then we've got June, then July. We're starting the summer break, because everybody's going off on their summer holidays, their summer vacations, and viewing figures tend to plummet. So we'll be taking most of July and August off, and then we'll be coming back on the 31st of August with the Back to School I Am SmART special. But this time is going to be interrupted, unfortunately. A lot of this time is going to be interrupted because I am, what's the word? Very poor at the moment. Obviously, tax season has just gone, and that brought with it some interesting developments. But most importantly, I find myself very much struggling money wise, and therefore I called up the guys, the great guys at guineapigforcash.com, and I said, I need some money. What can you do for me? And they said, we can get you into a medical trial where we'll just do some stuff to you and we'll give you some money. And I said, could we do 2? And they said, sure, you can do 2 if you want. And then I said, can I do 3? And they said, we really wouldn't recommend doing 3. But then I said, please. And they said, yeah, go on then. So upcoming, I'm going to be engaged in 3 separate medical trials that are taking up these times. This is obviously the summer break. This is the summer break. So this is that. But then this is a trial. And then this is a trial, and then this is a trial. So there's one starting on Wednesday upcoming. It's crazy. It's crazy. Will I survive these? Very probably. Will every part of me survive them? I couldn't tell you that for sure. Will all of my brain cells survive them? These are the questions. These are the questions that I will be asking them. But really, I won't want to know too much, because the more bad stuff they tell me, the less I'll want to do it. And so, I need these to get a little bit of cash. It's a classic not me triple threat. Yeah, absolutely. Bing, bang, bong. Here's 1. Bing, bang, bong. Here's 2. Bing, bang, bong. Here's 3. Then we're back for a little bit, and then it's summer. And there'll still be stuff, but it just won't be live-tainment. And if it is Twitch stuff, it'll be video games and that kind of stuff that takes less effort, in all honesty. So in terms of upcoming live-tainment, you've really got to make the most of it, guys. You've really got to make the most of it. This is what we're dealing with. We've got 18th of May. We've got the 8th of June. We've got the 15th of June, and we've got the 6th of July. And that's it until end of August. So if you have plans on these days, really, you've got to cancel it. You've just got to cancel it. I'm very understanding of other commitments that you might have, but you just got to cancel them. Yeah, it's all hands on deck, because you don't want to be in a situation where you get to July the 15th. It's a Tuesday. It's the middle of July. You're absolutely soaking with sweat. And you think, oh gosh, I really wish I had a live-tainment show this weekend to look forward to. You say, well, I didn't even bother watching the one that was on the 8th of June. So what right do I have to complain? Those are the kind of conundrums that I don't want you to be in. So make note of this. 18th of May, 8th of June, 15th of June, 6th of July. That's your top and tail, okay? It's just something to be aware of. And if during those times, I don't know what your religious affiliations are, but if you want to just give me a little quick prayer, I'm certainly not going to tell you that's a bad idea, because they did say that it's going to take a hell of a toll on me. That's the phrase that they used, and I thought, I'm not sure how medically accurate that is, but they did say it's going to take a hell of a toll on you. So there we go. AOI Time Warner Official, you wanted a Superman poem, and my God, I will. I'm gonna really give it to you. I'm really gonna give it to you. So this is a poem for AOL Time Warner Official, former corporate overlord, and it's called, very simply, Superman's Got It. Thank you. The aeroplane plummeted. Tons of technology became tons of weight. The ground was getting bigger, but then Superman swooped down. He took control of the plane, slowing its descent. The plane inhabitants cheered. He always loved seeing people's faces, that change from terror to relief. But sometimes the change was too much, or too quick, or too complete, maybe? Yes, he'd proven himself a safe pair of hands, perhaps the safest pair in existence. But they were still mid-rescue. Things could technically still go wrong. A little concern wouldn't hurt. At least watch the rescue. One or two had returned to their movies. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Cameraman George, of course, we all pray for you. Thank you, George. I appreciate that. Obviously, George will be looking after my two sons, Jesus and the Scamp. Yeah, we've all got to put up with these things. Thank you for these emotes, guys. Thank you for these emotes. Yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, I agree. Yeah, thank you for these. Thank you. That's lovely of you. AOL Time Warner Official, I hope it goes well. And maybe you'll come out of it with some new superhuman abilities. My God, wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be something? The ability to just fly or float, or just be in two places at once. So one of me can just live a life, and the other me can do all my art stuff. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? God, that'd be really good. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Brilliant stuff. Happy to part with my drops of imaginosphere for that. AOL Time Warner Official, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's lovely. That's lovely. They'll be in safe hands, says cameraman George. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I need that chat box back up. These are some lovely messages that we've missed being on screen. That's a shame. That's a shame. Who's ready for some answers? I think you all are. Yeah, let's do it. Anagram-a-Ding-Dong. Guys, tell me about a film from the 1970s that doesn't actually exist. Could you tell me about that, please? Could you just tell me about that, please? I don't want you to say it out loud. I want you to get it in the chat. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want you to get it in the chat while we go through the answers to these anagrams. Number one, her ghetto fad. TG. Like I say, when you're dealing with an anagram situation, and it's starting off with a T, there's a certain amount of, if you want to make an assumption, you can assume that that's a the. It happens quite a lot. And so what's left to get to there? It is one of the most highly regarded films of the 1970s. It is The Godfather. It is The Godfather. Mario Puzo's novel, adapted by Francis Ford Coppola. The guy behind Megalopolis. And everybody went absolutely mad for it. Absolutely mad. Well, then, if you got that one right. Number two. Eat crab. Eat crab. I'm not sure necessarily that's a good Maryland accent, but it's all been done with the greatest of respect. Cabaret. Cabaret. Bit of, what's his face? With the clicking. The guy from Chicago. Oh, I can't remember. I can't remember it. But you know the one. You know the one. With old Liza. Brought her to the dance, didn't it? 14 stockholders ditch 9. This is tricky because it's long, but it's also slightly easier because it's long. CEOTTK. One of those T's has to be a the, right? Yep. It's Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Spielberg. Early Spielberg. Wonderful film. Aliens. Alien jingles. So you know it's the 70s. Tendon Gardener. ETD. Tendon Gardener. ETD. What's that T doing? Is that a the? You're damn right it's a the. Enter the Dragon. A little bit of Bruce Lee there. Little bit of Bruce Lee. Bob Fosse! That was who it was. It was Bob Fosse. Cabaret, not Enter the Dragon. That would have been a very different film. And the final anagram. Glaze bins, lads. You glazing the bins? Glaze bins. No, put your phone away. Glaze those bins. The Z's the key, I think. It's Blazing Saddles. Blazing Saddles. Mel Brooks. Very, very subversive humour. At one point, they start watching the very film that they're in. Mel, what were you on? Were you on an E? Incredible stuff. Points all if you put 1 point for each one of those you got right. I hope you all did well. I really do. Is that semi-bold? Yeah, it is semi-bold. Let's see some of these musings. T.B. Douglas straight away. Foxy ninjas. What you've done with that, TB? What you've done with that with 2 words? Oh, God, you've sold me. You've absolutely sold me with that. 2 words. Foxy ninjas. Take my money. Take my money. Give me 2 tickets to Foxy Ninjas. I will attempt to find a date. But if I can't find a date, I want to be able to put my feet up. Because I want to enjoy this. I want to enjoy some Foxy Ninjas. 3 female martial arts experts, all inexplicably wearing bell-bottoms and platform shoes while fighting. Maybe some tops that expose a little bit of midriff. Maybe. Run a detective agency in LA. The team must stop an evil disco owner who's actually an alien who's trying to mind control people through funk music. Guys. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And you do... Just through that description, what I love about this, just through that description, you don't even have to mention it, but you're thinking it, I'm thinking it, every one of the smarties is thinking of it. 3 female martial arts experts. There's a white one, a black one, and an Asian one. We've all thought it. It's all up there. You didn't even need to say it, and it's there. It's there. God. I might not even just go and see that once in the cinemas. I'll say that, TB. That might be a tour. Might be a tour. Lovely stuff. Definitely not too. A mockumentary about a child's disco dance competition. Child's disco dance competition says a little bit creepy, maybe. A little bit creepy. Maybe there's some. It should be underneath here, really, shouldn't it? But the text goes smaller. That's the only problem. Children's disco dance competition. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful idea. What are the kids doing? And the fact that it's a mockumentary means you get to take things a little bit further. Some of these kids, absolute a-holes. Some of these young children, absolute a-holes. In a way that you wouldn't really be able to get away with if it was a proper documentary, but as a mockumentary, I think we're fine with that. What would it be called? What would it be called? Maybe Saturday Morning Fever, because they'd have to do it early because they wouldn't be able to stay up past their bedtimes. Saturday Morning Fever. I think we could go with that. SJ Beck 72. Roman Polanski's tribute to Stoke-on-Trent. Chinatown. Oh, lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Taking full advantage of the fact that, it's the 70s. We're allowed to pitch Roman Polanski as a director for things. And oh my God, you wouldn't want to do that these days. You would not want to do that these days. But this is the 70s, before we knew. It's fine. Tribute to Stoke-on-Trent, Chinatown. I'm hoping that is a reference to some kind of industry in Stoke-on-Trent. Oh, fabulous work. Fabulous work. Oh, lovely stuff, SJX72. Always enjoying that. Super Nash 18, a buddy cop movie in which the two main characters decide their work-life balance is off and start a campaign for hybrid working. Using our time travel features here to get and it's called WFH. It's called WFH. It's got to be wild for, I can only think of hyenas as a word that begins with H, which doesn't work. But do you know what I mean? It needs to be something where that's WFH is the thing, like Whiskey Tango Foxtrot with Tina Fey. Lovely stuff. Yeah. Their work-life balance is off, because you don't get that. You didn't get that back in the day. In the 70s especially, you're looking at Dirty Harry, you're looking at The French Connection. It's really in that heyday of cops who were just breaking all kinds of laws, because the pencil pushers, the squares with their suit and ties who've never walked a beat in their life, are trying to enforce anti-corruption and anti-police brutality rules. Get out of here. I'm Popeye Doyle. I'm wearing a silly hat. I'm punching people. But if Popeye Doyle's saying, actually, I think I should be working from home here. I can do most of my work from home. It's such a different angle, and I love it. Nana Hobart, pioneering astronauts make an emergency landing on a strange planet, or is it? Immediately there's that intrigue. We're on board. Where a human species are hunted and treated like animals by a dominant race of highly advanced grapes. And the grapes are out for revenge. It's Planet of the Grapes of Wrath. Planet of the Grapes of Wrath, or Wrath, depending on how authentic to the English language you really wish to be. That's fabulous. And because you know immediately the grape costumes are going to be imperfect. They're going to be imperfect grape costumes. These days, oh my God, you'd get that translucence, you'd get a real sense of like texture, and it'd be wonderful. But then it's pretty much just going to be a purple balloon smacked on somebody's head, isn't it? It's going to be a purple balloon smacked on somebody's head. But it doesn't matter, because people are committing to it. You've got somebody from the 70s. You've got a young Dustin Hoffman who is acting his heart out opposite this purple grape person. Fabulous work. Really, really nice. Spin-off of Jaws and the Poseidon Adventure. We're going to need another boat. Oh no, it's sinking. Oh look, it's Ernest Borgnine, etc. Spin-off of Jaws and the Poseidon Adventure. And we've got Ernest Borgnine. Let's just not that I want to be macabre about this. Ernest Borgnine does not die in the Poseidon Adventure. Yep, we're all on board. Yep, it can happen. It can happen. Monkey Pigsy Funk. That's lovely. That's really, really nice. And he's there, and he's fighting the sharks. It's basically Ernest Borgnine versus sharks. And I'll be honest with you, I don't like the sharks' chances. I don't like the chances of the sharkses. You know what I mean. Lovely stuff. And AOL Time Warner, a sequel to The Graduate, where they reconsider the idea that plastics are the future and we narrowly avoid many of the environmental consequences of plastic manufacturing and microplastic waste. AOL Time Warner official, you're going with an environmental theme, and that is absolutely where you should be. Although I see that we're in an ad break, which means you can't see any of this. But just know that you're being shocks his chances. That would be a good ep name. That would be a good ep name. And that gets you some croc points. AOL Time Warner official. That's lovely. That's lovely. Points all round, guys. Points all round. I would like to watch all of your movies. Please, could you guys start greenlighting and producing movies? Because I think that's what Hollywood needs. Next round. Oh gosh, we are barreling through, aren't we? If you're a ballet superstar, describe and name your signature dance move. What have we got, guys? What have we got? I want to hear about some incredible dance moves. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear about as we go through these answers. What is the technique called when a ballet dancer dances on their tippy toes? Is it agile, orte, point, or stilt? Yeah, it's point. It's point. Because they're on the point of their feet. I wrote this round maybe about 6 months ago, so I can't exactly remember what they are, but I think I worked hard to try and make these all plausible. I can't remember what they are, but they're good. They're good. In 1977, a ballet production became the first to ever win an Olivier Award, but from which Shakespeare play was it adapted? Was it Merchant of Venice? Was it A Midsummer Night's Dream? Was it Romeo and Juliet, or was it Twelfth Night? It was Romeo and Juliet. It was Romeo and Juliet. Everybody loves a bit of Romeo and Juliet. Well done if you got that one right. I was pretty sneaky there, because I said when asking the question, because I said, maybe consider which one of these would work best as a ballet. I think Midsummer Night's Dream would work absolutely gangbusters as a ballet. So I was maybe being a little cheeky sneaky there. Apologies if you were lured in by my trap. Number 3. Ballet originated in the 15th and 16th centuries. In which country? Was it France? Was it Greece? Was it Italy? Or was it Switzerland? If you were drawn in by all the French words, I'm afraid you're wrong. It's Italy. Who saw that coming? That's a twist. But then Italy weren't strong enough to keep hold of it and use their words for point, etc. Number 4, what is a male ballet dancer traditionally called? Is it a ballerino, a cavalier, a danseur, a princiere? A lot of Italian in that. Danseur! It is a danseur. It's nice. If I'm honest, I think I prefer ballerino. That's one man's opinion. But good luck to them. Good luck to them. They're very strong guys, and they like wearing tights. And if I had legs like them, you probably wouldn't find me in too many trousers. Let's say that. And then number 5. How does Swan Lake, one of the most popular ballets of all time, traditionally end for its star-crossed lovers Odette and Siegfried? Do they die of bird flu? Are Odette's eyes scratched out? Is Siegfried moidered by his father? Do they commit suicide in a lake? Unfortunately, they commit suicide in a lake. It's one of those types of things. It's one of those types of stories. The kind of story where at the end, they commit suicide in a lake. And then that's just it. And then the lights come up and the ushers are like, off you pop. And you're like, what? What? That's ballet, guys. That's ballet. You think it's all very beautiful, and it is all very beautiful, but sometimes they can use that beauty to highlight something truly awful, like 2 young lovers murdering themselves in a lake. If 1 point for each of those that you got right, well done if you got some of those right. If you were a ballet superstar, describe and name your signature dance move. Oh my God, I can't wait for these. Super Nash 1-8, an arabesque leading into the caterpillar known as the lazy river. My God. What is an arabesque? I'll be honest, I've heard of it. I can't tell you exactly what it is. Arabesque ballet. Oh, so it's like being on. It's a leg out the back. basically what we're dealing with is it's a leg out the back type situation. We've got a first arabesque, a second arabesque, a third arabesque, a fourth arabesque, and a fifth arabesque. Basically, that's what it is. So it's that into the caterpillar. It's a lazy river. Everyone's waiting for it. Supernatural Nate's about to do this is an arabesque. And you drop in a couple of arabesques earlier in the show. People are saying, oh my God, this is it. They're going to do this is the lazy. Do you remember that thing that I was telling you about? And then you'd move on to something else. They'd be, I thought it was going to be. It's not though. It's not. They'll do it later. And then it pops into it and everyone's like, wait. And everyone's like, yes! That's Super Nashwan 8. That is exactly what you want it to be. Wonderful stuff. That's what we paid the money for. We want to see that lazy river. That's lovely. The spinning pencil, says T.B. Douglas. A gravity-defying 45-degree tilted pirouette where I spin like a top that refuses to fall. I'm thinking Smooth Criminal. Yeah? Spin. And maybe it's like you're spinning so fast that you interrupt gravity. And I was like, I see it. I see TB doing this, and I don't know. Is it wires? Is it mirrors? What's going on? The spinning pencil. Why do they call it the spinning pencil? I have no idea. Maybe they call it a spinning pencil because that has to be a really difficult trick to do. Maybe it's that. Lovely work. Definitely not due to the bat. I start on my feet. Oh, this is just to tell it in this way brings a lot of drama, and I appreciate it. I start on my feet like a bat, upside down, just right side up. Already there's a lot going on here. But then they lift me in the air and I go upside down and I continue the dance. This could also be called the Lionel Richie, because whoa, what a feeling. Definitely not Duda is dancing on the ceiling. It's the bat. Lift me in the air and I go upside down. So maybe it's like you're wearing some kind of belt that's then attached to a floor panel that then whomp, we're going upside down, and there's a bit of dance, but it's like it just looks right, and people like film it and then they turn their camera upside down, they're like, it just looks exactly right. It's going to be so difficult. Whoa, I feel it. Somebody sit on the ceiling. Whoa. Wonderful. These you guys are pushing the art of ballet that was started, I believe, in the 15th and 16th centuries in Italy. That's what I've heard. You're pushing it to a whole new level. My name and dance move would be the dump truck. You would be the dump truck as well. Oh, interesting. Dancing as a character. I'd transport materials for construction and coal whilst being lifted by Nureyev. So really it's Nureyev doing a lot of the heavy lifting there. You're just the best at being carried whilst carrying. So it's like a carrying chain. I like that. Materials for construction and coal. And I'd like to think that you would be whistling every time that you move backwards. That would be my hope. Ballerino sounds cool. It does sound cool, doesn't it, TP? Absolutely. Yousey and Ballerino. Alexander Barbatov, my signature move is to stay on my heels and kind of slouch a bit. Stay on the heels and kind of slouch a bit. Like a kind of Charlie Chaplin, kind of a Chaplin-esque. Alexander Barbatov. Ooh. I don't know why the jaw's coming forward, but I feel like the jaw would be quite a powerful. It's this, and it's this, and it's this, and it's this. And then it's on the heels, I'm dancing on my heels. My name's Alexander Berbatov and I'm dancing on my heels. Great stuff. AOL Time Warner official Plie the Fifth. You don't make any dance moves so as not to give your critics a chance to write anything negative about you. It's the anti-dance. It's the anti-dance. It's kind of postmodern. It's really making people think, like, God, yeah. God. AOL Time Warner officials really, really challenging. What is dance? What is dance? All the while, you're making a lot of money and you don't have hip dysplasia like a lot of ballet dancers do. Wonderful. Mr. the Propt, I thought we were making ballet superstar names. I mean, you can call it I Am Nana Hobob, and this is the Alexander Berbatov. Hello, I'm doing my dancing on my heels. And people say, I suspect from this, without knowing much about Nana Hobob's backstory, I suspect Nana once knew somebody called Alexander Berbatov who they didn't much get along with. And this is really a diss on their dancing ability. That would be my guess. Points all round though, guys. That was wonderful stuff. Again, we're not allowing ballet to stand still. We're moving forward with it. I respect that a lot. It's time for some humble brags, guys. Time for some humble brags. What the French would refer to as humble brag. Any good celebrity should be a prolific and skilled humble bragger. So I want you to drop a beautiful humble brag that you could reel off in an interview, truthful or otherwise. Get bragging without really being obvious about it. I mean, you can be obvious about it, but give yourself plausible deniability. Let's say that. As we go through the answers to some of these, well, all of them. Let's say all of them, just to make sure that we're all covered. Here's number one.
It was the first movie I did after I got back into acting. You know, I was so grateful and I was so excited to step in front of the camera again after a 20-year hiatus. I was just happy to be there, to be working with Michelle Yeoh, Jamie Lee Curtis, James Hong. Love the Daniels. Never think I would win anything. I thought winning the role was winning the lottery.
I mean, he just seems like the kind of guy that you couldn't, if you tried, dislike. I mean, Ke Huy Quan, my goodness, Oscar winner, a heartwarming story. Loves a bit of martial arts, but also just a great actor. Positive, my God. Lovely stuff. Well done if you got that one right. And if you said short round, I say give yourself the points. My God. Oh, we ran out of battery. Never mind. That's why you don't use that like not me.
I actually taught Pedro guitar for season 2. Well, taught. I showed him an E minor chord and he was very pleased with himself. We are really good at making each other laugh at inappropriate moments.
Laugh. It's Bella Ramsey. Talking about Pedro Pascal and the second season of the HBO TV show The Last of Us. It's my God. It's we talk about not a laugh a minute. There is a prime example. Oof, she's a wonderful actor. Well done if you got that one right. I feel like she's been they've been all over the place advertising it. So yeah, hopefully you got that one right. Here's number 3.
He's most famous for playing Gustavo Fring, kingpin of the meth world in Breaking Bad. You are done. I got into an airplane. I wanted to go to the bathroom, and a woman was standing there. She turned around, and she just froze, and she was totally in shock, and she hit the wall, and she's up against the wall, and you can go, Gus. And I was stunned.
Giancarlo Esposito. Interesting, lovely little bit of trivia, because he's half African American and half Italian in terms of his parents, and so his surname is Esposito as opposed to Esposito, and so if somebody says, "Oh, I love Giancarlo Esposito in Breaking Bad, in The Boys, in any one of the wonderful films and TV shows that he's been in," you can say, I hate to pull you up on this. It's actually Giancarlo Esposito, because he is Italian, not Hispanic. So just make sure you pronounce it right next time. Okay, thanks. Wonderful, beautiful voice. One of the best voices working today. I'll say it. Here's number 4.
You know, before Emilia Perez, I was very much about singing in the shower, singing at home, and then going to this karaoke spot in LA called the Brass Monkey, like off of Wilshire. And I used to go and you know, with my friends and stuff, but that was it.
The Brass Monkey just off Wilshire is the karaoke bar that Zoe Saldana frequents. She was talking there about Emilia Perez, which is the very controversial film that she very impressively managed to win Best Supporting Actress for, even though a lot of people really didn't like it at all. So well done, Zoe. And the final one could be tricky. Here we go.
Yes, I'm friends with Steve and Marty, and both of them have become, you know, inspirations, role models in a way. I feel like I'm constantly living in a comedy sketch with them. It's the best feeling.
Selena Gomez, whose voice couldn't be further back in her throat if it was trailing her 3 feet behind in some kind of wedding gown situation. It's right in the back there, right in the back. Selena Gomez. Seems like a lovely lady, but my God, what a voice. And well done if you got any of those right. Some of them are pretty tricky, and I think, again, I know that voice. There's he's the guy who is in. Again, it's entirely up to you how kind you want to be. If you know who they were, but didn't want to, but couldn't quite remember the name. It's up to you. If you want to give yourself that point, I'm certainly not going to stand in your way. Let's get on with some humble bragging. Oh, I'm keen for this. I just stepped on gum. Who spits gum on a red carpet? Oh, Super Nashwan 8. Oh, Super Nashwan. That is delicious and delightful. Oh, stepping on gum. Getting gum on these Jimmy Choo shoes. Wonderful work. Definitely not doing it in response to somebody complimenting my co-star's tattoo. Interesting. Oh, I actually designed that one. I was just playing around on set and ended up freehanding it. I didn't even know I could draw. So that's wonderful, because it's working on a number of a pair of different levels. One, it says that you're really good at drawing, and number 2, it says I just get on so well with my co-stars that they just offer up their flesh for me to be able to mark permanently with my daubings. That's really good. That's a dual purpose humble brag. I like that a lot. Nana Hobbob, I really need to work on my time management. I ended up running late to a dinner party because I played a Bop-It Extreme until it just gave up. I've defeated the Bop-It Extreme. Now, it's become a little less humble, I will say, a little less humble, right at the end with that second sentence. I've defeated the Bop-It Extreme. But one, again, there's a number of levels. One, you're the kind of person who gets invited to dinner parties. That's not everyone. And number 2, that you have such incredible memorization that you can win a Bop-It Extreme. Fabulous. TB Douglas, not accurate for me. Very keen to point that out early doors. It's honestly such a hassle having a photographic memory. My friends have banned me from pub quizzes because they say it's not fair that I can remember every Oscar winner since 1942. Positioning it as a bad thing. Love it. Fabulous work. A real central key part of humble bragging is making it seem, oh my God, it's so rubbish. Oh, it's just the worst. And you think, no, it's not. But if you position it in that way, nobody can say anything. Oh, Yeah, I can't do it anymore. It really, because I love doing pub quizzes, but I'm not allowed to do them because I'm so good at them. Great stuff. So who won the Oscar in 1941? And you'd be able to do it because you've arbitrarily picked 1942, just to assume that there's some kind of level to it. You know about 1941. You know about 1940. Just keeping it on the DL. Cameraman George, Zeds. That was a mistake. Sorry, very unfortunate letter to land on. Maple Panda, cameraman George Notme will be offended by that. I hope he understands. If you've got something to say to me, cameraman George, you just say it to me. If this is boring, it shouldn't be boring because things have only improved since in the time that you haven't been watching the show. This is. I mean, look at all the ticker. This is new for you. This is good stuff. Like my lifetainment skills have only increased, have only improved. So if you're bored, I would say stop watching. But we've only got 8 viewers now, so I need the viewers. If you're bored watching this, that's on you. That's not on me. Just this is great stuff. Yeah, didn't mean to. Not you, George. I didn't realize how much I needed to learn about the US Postal Service infrastructure. I was really grateful to get the opportunity to better understand it when I started providing millions of people access to the internet by mailing them compact discs to get started with America Online. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely, yeah. I didn't realize how much I needed to learn about the US Postal Service infrastructure. Exactly, because I need to learn more. I'm not as clever as I should be. How did you find that out? Well, when I launched this incredible, never before seen unleashing of compact discs across the United States of America, across all 48 contiguous states, and probably Alaska, Hawaii, soz guys, but that's really good. That's really good. These are fun humble brags. We should maybe try this again. Maybe do this in another, maybe the next I Know That Voice round as well. It's multitasking, getting your dinner ready. What are we having? What are we having, George? Thank you for getting dinner ready. What are we having? Is this something good? We don't have a lot of money, but let's go back to main. And my God, we're already over past. So let's go straight on to the most exciting minute in quiz shows today. Wow. You can say what you want to me, guys. You can try and bring me down if you want, but I've got mac and cheese for dinner. My mood is bulletproof. Absolutely bulletproof. Let's snooze that ad one more time. This is, of course, Minute to Win It. The most exciting minute in quiz shows today. This is not a black picture. This is a live feed of a light box over there. In about maybe 2 minutes time, I will turn that light box on, and there is something written on that light box. And if you have written down what's on that light box in a chat message, you get an extra 2 points. It's that easy. I'm reading it. I'm sending it. You just need to interpret it. To make it slightly easier, I'm giving you a topic. Unfortunately, the world was rocked this week. Rocked by the death of Pope Francis. And so we had to do something to honor him. Pope Francis not from Peru, but from South America. You're getting closer, Nana. You're getting closer. These pre-guesses. One of these days you're going to get it. The topic is papal names. Of course, because Pope Francis wasn't his actual name. I think he was a Pope George, George. Francis is just a name that he chose. They take him. John Paul's, lovely. We're getting there. Benedict, Pope Peru, Pope Greg, Pope Dave, Pope Richard, Pope Xavier, Pope Francis, Pope Paul. Worth a dig, SJ Beck 72. Maybe I went obvious. I'll put you out of your misery and say, no, I didn't. 30 seconds, probably still time to look them up if you don't know any more papal names. Paul, Matthew, Peter, James, Pope Gregory, Pope Pedro, Pope Christopher, Pope Innocent. Wonderful, TB. Lovely work. Any more coming through? Pious. Great stuff, SJBX72. Augustine. Bob Augustine. Wonderful work. Last few coming through. Big John. Everybody loves a bit of Big John. Did you get it? Nope, I went for bony face because it's... How can I read bony face in a list and not go for bony face? Much like Peter Cushing. Very lots of, I assume that's what it is. Pope Notme. Oh, one day. My God. I bring some changes. A lot more slide guitar. In sermons. That's art. That's art, baby. That's art. Well done to everybody for getting your guesses in. If you got it somebody got it every week, it wouldn't mean as much. It just wouldn't. So while you are getting your scores down in the chat, guys, I want to remind you that in this quiz, you're only competing against yourself. There is no point threshold to being smart. If you've got all the questions right that you realistically could have been expected to get, then you are smart. Who is Selena Gomez? If that's a question that you asked, how could you possibly know what she sounds like? Selena Gomez. Art doesn't become successful because of the opinions of others or box office numbers. It becomes successful when you say, yeah, that's great. And if you think your performance today was great, we've got the chat box on. We don't have the chat box on. Oh, my goodness. Oh, but that's fine. Nobody will put their scores in anyway. That's fine. If you think your performance today was great, then it was great. No two ways about it. And if you're watching this on YouTube, not live, make sure you write down your score and your musing answers in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you did. I would say for Twitch, but I don't think you can comment on a highlight on Twitch, so it would only be YouTube. Oh, what a quiz. What a quiz that was. That's some high point scorers. That's good. Lovely stuff. Nana with 13. SJBeck72 with a 10, wonderful. TB with a 12, Supernash18 with a 10, definitely not Duda with a 14, AOL Time Warner Official with an 8, after having missed the first round. That's very impressive, AOL Time Warner Official. But that does mean, unless there are any latecomers, a Gamer Hall or somebody, then the high point scorer, my God, you've got to take your hat off to them. Is definitely not Duda. Once more, ascending to the throne of I Am Smart, the Not Me quiz. So we don't have another quiz now. The throne is yours for the entirety of May. This is a high stakes one to win. Gamer and Monkey have retired. Fair play. This is a high stakes one to win. Definitely not Duda, because it means you get to be the I Am Smart high point champion until the 8th of June. I mean, you're going to have a hell of a May. Oh my God, you're going to have a hell of a May. Walking around with that little pep in your step. Thinking, yeah, I got 14. And that was a tough quiz. That's with an Anagram-a-Ding-Dong. And they are traditionally very tricky indeed. Hopefully that means a good month. It's going to be a hell of a month. Absolutely hell of a month. Thank you very much for joining me, everybody. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned a little something. And I hope you felt creative all at the same time. I am Notme. I am Art. And I hope that you'll join me next time, same place, on the 8th of June. There'll be an art right now on the 18th of May. I'll tell you that much. Where you'll have another opportunity to improve your art and say to yourself, oh yeah, I am smart. Thank you so much, guys. Let's get a little emote action going in there. And maybe where's the scamp one? Do I not have a scamp one? I should have a scamp one, shouldn't I? There he is. And a well done you. And a Lucy. Why not? Let's just do a whole thing. Why not? Thank you for tuning in, guys. I really do appreciate you. I hope you'll tune in next time for on the 18th of May. Tune in for the only, there's 2 weeks, then 1, and then 2 weeks off again. Oh, that's going to be high stakes. Humble brag. I only got 12 points in I Am Smart the Not Me quiz. I guess I should try to get in then for the first round next time. That's pretty good. Because people say, "Oh, you still managed to get." You've got to drop in. I think that it's an Anagram-a-Ding-Dong round, because that is again historically quite tricky. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you next time. I hope I don't die in my medical thing.
So there we go, and well done you, whatever your score might be. I definitely think that you are smart, though prob's not as smart as me. Your art will be better, trust me on this, should be nothing short of sublime. That's why you learn, and don't stop now, I'll see you right here next time. I am smart.